Indeed, it is Friday. Welcome in, everyone. 6 o'clock. Alicia and Jason here with you as we cruise into the weekend. Lots going on.
Yeah, a ton going on this weekend. Rhubarb Fest down in Lanesboro. There's an art fair happening in Edina. So a lot of people are going to Grill Fest at CHS Field. So yeah, we're going to keep you posted with everything. And unfortunately, there's going to be some rain, potential rain that might impact all that.
It looks like it. There'll be raindrops around this afternoon and on and off throughout the weekend. There's the sun coming up mixed in with the clouds, and we have some showers to talk about in the area as well, but kind of a pretty sunrise so far, trying to wedge around the cloudiness that's out there. 70 our temp, warm morning, dew point up to 64. It's a little muggy. Let's check those state temps. Let me go back to it. I will try again. It is right around 70 degrees most spots in the state. It's not real muggy in the northern Minnesota, but central southern Minnesota, plenty of humidity. All right, let's go to radar now. There's some of the showers popping up. Northern Minnesota around Mille Lacs, a few little sprinkles here in the metro, and other showers around Albert Lea. Forecast for today, lots of 70s this morning, 80s this afternoon, near 90 in a few spots. And Megan will see a few showers and storms as well.
All right, we can see that right now on the big map here with the radar. Overall, things looking really good across the metro. We do have a ton of construction to talk about, so we will keep you posted on that in the coming half hours. You see that little icon right there? That is a look right there at 694 eastbound in Fridley. That crash has recently cleared up within the last about 2-3 minutes, so that is good news for anyone heading out on that roadway. Again, we will talk about some construction coming up.
Megan, thank you. Now to some breaking news we've been following out of Eden Prairie. Crews are on scene right now trying to figure out how 2 homes caught fire overnight.
And multiple people had to be evacuated and 4 people are in the hospital this morning. Here's where it happened. Let's show you a map here. It happened on Lee Drive and Franlow. That's right by Highway 169, southeast of the Olympic Hills Country Club. And Cece Gaines is there right now with new information from fire crews. Cece, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, a lot has happened in the last 30 minutes since I talked to you. Within the last 10-15 minutes, an Eden Prairie fire truck actually came back on scene here. The fire chief telling us that within the last 30 minutes, a few hot spots actually popped up. So crews are taking care of that right now. During the 5 o'clock hour, I did say there was a smell of smoke, but that did go away. Now that we're at 6 o'clock right now, the smell of smoke is very strong in the area right now. So crews are dealing with that again this morning. But before that, they were investigating. Restoration crews were here trying to board up the homes that caught on fire. So this is still a very active scene as of 6 o'clock this morning. But we want to show you where we were just a few hours ago in the early morning hours when this fire first started. If you take a look at your screen, you'll see video that we got from overnight. The fire chief told us that this really all started around 12:30 this morning. Eden Prairie was called here for a structure fire on Lee Drive. And we actually just talked to some neighbors here just maybe 15 minutes ago who said right at 12:30 they heard 2 explosions. We heard that from at least 3 neighbors. As you can see on your screen, when crews got here, the damage was already pretty significant. Officials say when they got here, they learned that 2 homes were on fire, not just one, and they quickly got to work to battle those flames. Eden Prairie had to call in crews from Edina, Bloomington, Minnetonka, Hopkins, and Chanhassen for help on this.
This time of year with, as you know, the temperatures are a little bit warm, and so operating in high heat environments, we need to make sure that we recycle our crews through safely to make sure that they're safe in operations as well.
So everyone was safely evacuated early this morning, but 4 people, 2 adults, 2 young people had to be taken to the hospital for some injuries. We're not told their current condition right now, but we are told that no one from the fire crews were hurt this morning, and this investigation is still underway, and clearly they're still really trying to battle the flames even at 6 o'clock, hours after this fire started. So we'll continue to update you in our next half hour if anything changes. Jason, Alicia.
All right, hopefully they get those hot spots under control out there this morning. Cece Gaines reporting live from Eden Prairie. Thank you.
We're also following some more breaking news this morning. Within the past hour, we learned about a homicide in Brooklyn Park. Authorities say it happened at a home on Thomas Avenue North. Police say a shooting victim went to Unity Hospital on their own just before 2 a.m., but didn't make it.
We have new information about the big breaking story we told you all about yesterday morning on Sunrise. There are 2 people dead and a child in critical condition after that wrong-way head-on crash on 694 in Oakdale. Just a horrific crash. The State Patrol identified the 2 men killed as Alexander Ripka of Rice and William Flores Zamora of St. Paul. Troopers say Flores Zamora was traveling southbound in a northbound lane of 694 before 2:30 a.m. when he hit Ripka's car. You're seeing the video here. We're going to stop it before the actual collision. A 3-year-old child in Ripka's vehicle was critically injured and taken to Gillette Children's Hospital. We also have an update on a shooting in Robbinsdale that happened on Memorial Day. The 18-year-old man who was shot has died. The shooting happened on Grimes Avenue, about a half a mile from North Memorial Hospital. Police arrested 2 teenagers in that shooting. A 17-year-old has been charged. In the complaint, it says the 18-year-old was shot when a fight broke out with the 17-year-old as the 2 of them exchanged guns.
A crackdown on juvenile crime is happening right now in Minnesota. It's sparked partly because of a wave of car thefts in the metro. Nearly 2,000 Kias and Hyundais were stolen in Minneapolis just between January and April. And just yesterday in Crystal, 2 boys, 12 and 14 years old, were arrested after allegedly leading police on a chase in a stolen Kia. The 14-year-old driver has been arrested 3 times in the last month and a half for stealing cars and remains in juvenile detention this morning. The 12-year-old passenger went home, but were told that he ran away. State leaders say this is something that they see often.
Now we're dealing with 12, 13, 14-year-olds on a regular basis. And the problem is that the juvenile justice system isn't really designed to deal with 12 and 13-year-old felonies.
Yeah, the state organized a meeting on juvenile justice yesterday with 50 law enforcement officials, prosecutors, and social workers. The public safety commissioner says one of the things they discussed is how to improve data and tracking systems so they have a better idea of who is committing these types of crimes.
6:07 on the clock this morning, and this morning community members in Winona are trying to light the way home for Maddie Kingsbury, who's been missing now for 64 days. In honor of her 27th birthday yesterday, people wore blue and lit their homes using blue lights. As the search for Maddie continues, a child protection trial is set for next week with Maddie's ex-boyfriend, Adam Fravel, wanting their 2 kids to return to him. Although Fravel has not been charged, police are investigating him.
A decision from St. Paul city leaders on the fate of a longtime bar and restaurant could come later this month. That's the word after a public hearing for Billy's on Grand last night. During the hearing, city officials said over the last year or so, police have been called to the area around Billy's more than 130 times. The new owners, who are trying to rebrand the bar to Gather Eatery, believe that they can fix the issues with new look, a new business model, and more security. But many community members say they think a bar in the area will always attract violence.
I live there. I watch these cars file out of the parking lot at night and tear down the alley. And I've watched in real time these things happen. And so we're leaving.
Most of the community members who spoke were against this bar getting a liquor license. Those on the fence say they would support it if there's an earlier closing time. The hearing officer says she will file her recommendation later this month. After that, it will go to the full city council for a vote.
This morning, we're seeing new video showing the moment a Davenport apartment building started to collapse earlier this week. So take a look at the right side of your screen that's circled right there. You can see the building starting to crumble and then fall. Officials say 3 people are likely still trapped in the rubble there. City officials released documents showing concerns about the building. They include a letter from an engineer dated 4 days before the collapse, warning that large patches of brick appear ready to fall imminently.
6:09, now a live look from the White House, where a bill to raise the debt ceiling is headed to the president's desk. Late last night, the Senate passed the bill. And now that the threat of the U.S. potentially facing its first ever default is gone, but not all lawmakers are in a celebratory mood. The measure also puts a cap on non-defense spending, cuts some COVID relief funds, and increases work requirements for some food stamp recipients. President Biden released a statement overnight praising Congress's efforts and says he's going to look forward to signing it. And this evening, he's planning to address the nation.
6:09 as we take a live look from our Golden Valley cameras. Sun's starting to come up here on this Friday. Going to be another hot day across the metro, and it's not just the heat here, Mace. We're also going to be dodging some showers and storms.
Sprinkles even around this morning, Jason. We're having these little pop-up showers, but they will be most numerous later on this afternoon and on into the evening hours. This morning, it's warm. There's that Pic of the sun trying to creep up in between the cloud cover. 70 right now in our camera shot. And as we look at the humidity, it's up there too. Dew point is in the mid 60s. 60s when you start to notice the humidity. 65s definitely humid. 70s tropical air. So we're creeping up into that muggy range for sure. Temperatures this morning mid 60s, upper 60s, even 70 again here in the metro and La Crosse. It is a warm morning for us, above average for this time of year. Not a lot of rain out there at this hour. Some decaying showers in northern Minnesota, north of Mille Lacs, northeast of Aiken and McGregor, approaching Big Sandy and Shamrock and Hill City. Shower or two from Emily over to Cross Lake on Highway 1. As you stretch southward from Mora over to I-35, Pine City, you see some showers down to North Branch and close to around Oak Grove and Forest Lake. A couple of showers here as well from Andover to Anoka, near Rogers, Coon Rapids, Maple Grove, Brooklyn Park. Oh, it looks like about Minnetonka as well, and a couple of showers developing around Burnsville. Other showers from Owatonna to Albert Lee and east of Blue Earth, along with some decaying showers in northwest Wisconsin. Through the morning here on Microcast, there's not a lot of activity, but this afternoon, wow, does that change. Flick the light switch on and we have several showers and storms. Then diminishing rainfall overnight. Tomorrow, though, the same thing. Some pop-up showers through midday and then several showers on into the afternoon and evening. Maybe a little less coverage than today. Same thing for Sunday. Monday, rain starts to fade. Next week, a little cooler and drier.
Mace, thank you. Right now on Sunrise, something that will make you want to drive around and explore our beautiful state. It's Festival Friday, and our first shout out goes to Rhubarb Festival. You can find it at Sylvan Park in the city of Lanesboro. It's about 45 minutes southeast of Rochester. There's going to be free tastings of rhubarb treats, games, and entertainment. They also have a 5K and a 1-mile rhubarb run. That's happening this Saturday from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m., so you're going to want to get there early.